Yeah, if there was if we had a guy in a tuxedo with an announcer voice, he'd be doing this next one because apDrop is digging into his bag of tricks and pulling out his undefeated rogue to go up against
Let's get
Savjz.
ready to rogue!
Exactly. So we're going to see apDrop's rogue up against Savjz's rogue. Both of these decks undefeated so far in this tournament.
And very similar as well.
Yeah, just very quick if you want to take another look at it. Here is apDrop's rogue deck. Both of them have that finisher of Leroy Jenkins plus Cold Blood, which we've seen happen multiple times now.
It's very, very strong. And it's basically, I mean, Cold Blood by itself as a card is not so powerful. But as a 1 mana extra 4 damage at the end of the game, it finds you that lethal when you didn't have it. So it's very, very good.
Now the difference is apDrop has I'm drawing a blank here, the Blood Knight in there. And seeing as both of them, I believe, let's look at Savjz's real quick. Yeah, both are running 2 Argent Squires and 2 Argent Commanders. That could really be a tipping point.
It could. Now, however, apDrop is running the Black Knight while Savjz is not, and he's running the Blade Fury and the second Loot Hoarder as well. So there's really where your big differences come into play. And we're going to see, these are small differences between these decks, but I'm really curious to see if one of those cards that is different somehow manages to pull out the victory for one of these players.
Yeah, well, let's find out. Jumping into game 2, Savjz is at 1 game above apDrop, who has 0 wins so far, as we go into game 2 of the Angry Chicken Invitational Finals.
This is the game, you guys.
Rogue.
This is it.
I wonder if whoever wins this wins the tournament, because that would be really interesting. So I don't even know who at this point on these mulligans because of the way these replays are set up. But
so it is, I believe, apDrop on top, and I believe he has the coin. Yes,
apDrop goes second. Pretty stellar starting hand. He can drop down that Argent Squire on turn 1, turn 2 out the Novice Engineer.
Yeah, and now the problem for Savjz here is he's got 2 backstabs and no 2-drop. So he could backstab, like, the most powerful play you can make with backstab is I backstab you, then I drop a really good card afterwards. And he does not have that card, so a little unfortunate. Now, apDrop went right for the Novice Engineer without even looking at the Loot Hoarder that he just drew. I believe that's still correct because that card is going to survive at least a turn. Except for, okay, so he goes ahead and he backstabs it for 0. So that Novice Engineer just was a 1 for 0. Because the Novice drew a card when it got played, so it died, and it drew a card. It basically just cost Savjz a card.
Yeah, that's very, I'm surprised he ended up doing that.
Yeah, I guess he's, I understand because he's worried about, on the next turn, potentially Dark Iron Dwarf or a Defender of Argus or something like that, which actually apDrop has both in his hand, so it was the correct play, I think.
Yeah, it's all when you're playing these mirror matchups with such similar decks, it's all about momentum, and if you can control your opponent's board, we're just going to see just ridiculous back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
This could get interesting because obviously not this turn, but possibly next turn we might see the Argent Commander come out, and apDrop is sitting on a Blood Knight.
Yeah. Well, now, okay, so they're both fast and furious, just trading and trading and trading. This is what it's going to look like for a while, I think. Okay, so going into turn 5 now, apDrop has used the coin.
apDrop has card advantage. Ooh. He's at full health. He just pulled an Argent Squire.
Which is a fantastic draw with the Dark Iron in his hand on 5, but I think he's not going to use that here. I think he's actually just going to dagger up.
I'm surprised. Oh, it's a shame because that Dark Iron Dwarf would be such an attractive target for the Argent Commander.
The problem here, though, is I think he realizes, okay, I've got this Dark Iron and I've got this Blood Knight and I've got this Argent Squire. However, if I just play the Argent Squire right now, I lose that shield guaranteed. Yeah. That shield is not surviving a turn. So he's going to play the SI without the combo, just trying to make sure he can play the Blood Knight and the Argent Squire in the same turn. And it looks like he's going to be able to do that now.
Yeah, it's a good play. It's like
I think that was the correct move.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, his plans got foiled by an Argent commander, so instead he's going to go with the Argent on Argent violence and the standard turn 6.
I heard you like Argent commanders.
Yep. Okay, so just going to pop a couple creatures out there, looks like.
Savjz comes out and going to go ahead and just deadly poison up his dagger to get rid of that Argent commander.
This is just insane back and forth. Neither player has been able to keep a creature on board longer than one turn at this point.
And see, with Savjz out, it's not nearly as attractive to put down that Argent Squire and then use your Blood Knight.
No, absolutely not. And here's the thing. If you notice that Savjz is actually on 17 health and apDrop is on 29, it's because Savjz has used his dagger almost every turn to remove stuff. apDrop has not. So apDrop's been putting the stuff out first in most cases and getting dealt with by Savjz. It seems like 29 to 17 health is a big advantage for AP, but he's actually fallen behind in this match now.
Yeah, Savjz just changes the board state so much.
Now here's the issue. He plays this, he steals that, but he turns it into a 6/6. He doesn't want to play both Argent Squires and then turn that into a 9/9 that just gets stolen by the Savjz. So he's going to go ahead and make it a 6/6 because if Savjz runs himself into this Blood Knight, gets lucky and steals the Blood Knight, he can actually deal with it with his 1/1 Argent Squire.
Yeah, or she steals the 1/1 and then has to somehow find a way to do 1 additional damage to a 6/1 Blood Knight, which is really unattractive on 17 health if you're even thinking about using your weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. So Savjz has already got a ton of damage in his hand, and he's starting to think about it right now. Starting to think about how low do I have to get AP before I can actually just unleash this combo.
Unfortunately, the answer is much lower than 28.
Exactly. Yeah, AP has somehow managed to maintain a very high amount of health in this game, so he can't really start thinking about his kill yet. It's definitely a good idea to consider it. So he's going to go ahead and Tickmaster this, which is not a bad play because a 5/5 is still better than a 6/6.
He's still thinking about it. Yep, he's going to go for it. And it's a 1/1.
Okay. He gets it.
Good.
He gets the play he wanted. So now he can just start going to the face with Reckless Abandon because apDrop has 2 1/1s. So he's even going to use the dagger here.
He's got
re-dagger with another deadly poison in his hand.
Yep. So that is lethal next turn, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Because he's got 9 on board, plus the 10 from the Leroy Coldblood, plus the 3 from the dagger. So he's got 22 damage possible next turn.
Okay, so
AP needs to figure out how to deal with this board.
Clear the board.
And in a hurry.
And take no damage while doing it.
Yeah. Don't really see a great way to do that. He may have to Coldblood. I think he's going to Coldblood his 1/1. Or he might... Oh, okay. I think he has to. I think he has to Coldblood the 1/1, kill off the Savjz, and Savjz is going to take one of his 1/1s. Yep, that's what he does. They actually could take the 5/1, but...
But it doesn't. It gets the squirrel. A little poetic justice for that Tinkmaster.
Yeah.
And now
SI7 comes out. Now he can dagger off the 1/1, no problem. And
deadly poison and take off the Harvester, but...
Nah, I think he just gets rid of this because he can't remove that 2 damage from the golem. It's still going to be a 2 damage creature.
Yeah, and then you're taking
so I think just taking off the damage is better.
Right.
Which now means that Savjz does not have lethal anymore. So good play there by apDrop.
Well, no, never mind. It's not enough mana to play both Commander and Leroy. So yeah, this is a situation definitely requires some thinking.
I think you probably play the commander, remove the 5/1, and then you harvest golem, remove the 1/1. Oh, he's going to get rid of the 3/3. Okay. I guess, okay, so he's going to do the dagger off the 1/1. Again, though, I think... I don't know, man. I don't think... I think that he's just playing to try to set himself up for lethal. And I agree with that. I think that's right. Dagger off the 1/1.
And honestly, it's a good way to always play the game. Is safe and concise and... Just whatever your deck is, play with a little, like a sprinkling of control in mind.
Yeah. So now he's got himself set up with the deadly poison on the dagger, and he's saying mistakes are made. I'm not sure what he thinks his mistake was, because I think it was okay. Oh boy. Can't do it because he doesn't have the deadly poison, or he doesn't have the cold blood anymore.
Nope.
I think we're just going to see a backstab, dagger, yeah. Go ahead, play a Harvest Golem and a Dark Iron.
Yeah, because that was his only cold blood in the deck.
Yeah, so that combo is out.
Yeah, Leroy could come out anytime at this point for AP drop.
So mad back and forth action. Who's got the board control just continues to shift.
Yeah, Savjz currently has 13 damage. Oh.
He's got 13 damage plus, damage. So he's got 15 damage.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Gonna be close.
Not enough. And the unfortunate thing here is he's got no great way to deal with this situation. So he might just
AP
be...
drop just one. Next turn.
I think AP drop is going to have lethal, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Savjz might be doing, like, I think he's just praying and hoping that AP does not have Leroy in his hand. Unfortunately for him, he does. But if he plays Leroy now, he's going to come up one short. Yeah, okay, so that's game.
Yeah.
AP drop puts out the well played. I don't think there was anything that Savjz could have done, honestly, there. I mean, I think that was just, how it worked out. Yeah, so he's got
his math.
He's just double checking it. You have 18 there, sir. There you go. You have 19 with the dagger.
Two overkill.
So Savjz is saying he messed up last turn.
Now it begins. We get to see if what we were saying last game is going to come true or not. It is the person who won in that mirror matchup with the rogue going to be the one that wins. So AP drop ties it up 1-1 against Savjz, with a very close neck-and-neck victory in that mirror matchup between their two undefeated rogue decks.
So now Rogue has been defeated, and that was a huge win for AP drop, because I think if he loses that game, I don't think there's really any coming back for him. So that game, as close to a must-win in a game 2 as I think we could have had, losing to that rogue deck for a second time with his own rogue deck would have been catastrophic. So
right.
I'm sure he's very pumped at this moment while he's playing this that he actually was able to pull the victory out there and eliminate Savjz's rogue deck. So
yeah.
He still has his. Savjz does not have his anymore.